is falling, but the port of Bali is busy. Most people know Bali as a holiday destination. Many traditional handicrafts have become popular with tourists, so artisans have flocked to Bali to meet the demand. Su Yan To is one of them. He is a pattern designer at a handmade batik factory. He personally dyes the cloth by hand and is the factory's most experienced artisan. His monthly salary is only around $170, so he makes some simple batik pieces after work to increase his income. His wife and daughter are his assistants, applying the wax before dyeing the cloth. The livelihood of 80% of the Balinese people is related to tourism. Su Yan To's son hopes to find a job in the tourism industry after he graduates from college, so he can help sell his father's products. He believes his father's batik pieces are fantastic. Batik is a local handicraft product that includes decorative cloth and clothing. It originated on the island of Java and is considered to be a national treasure. The pattern is first painted on cotton with liquid wax, using a special tool. After dyeing and removing the wax, the cloth becomes an exquisite work of art. The process is like a holy ritual. The islands of Indonesia are separated by the sea, so each island has its own style of batik. There are many opinions concerning its origin. Some believe it originated in India or Sri Lanka, while others believe it was born here in Indonesia. Friday is Batik Day in Indonesia, when government and corporate personnel all wear batik clothes. In fact, batik has replaced the suit and tie as formal wear for important occasions. Batik has become part of the people's sense of national identity. Drawing patterns on the cloth is creative work that relies entirely on feeling and experience. Sometimes Su Yan To lacks fresh ideas, so he goes to the seashore for a walk for inspiration. When the sun is directly overhead, water evaporates quickly. This is the best time to dye cloth. Su Yan To rinses the cloth painted with liquid wax, then soaks it in the dye. He adds a special substance to fix the color. Then he boils the cloth to get rid of the wax and lets it air dry. The parts covered with wax remain white, while the other parts absorb the dye. The process is then repeated to add different colors. It takes a week to several months to complete a 1 by 2 meter piece of batik. The next morning, Suyanto takes the batik pieces he has made this month to the batik shop, which is frequented by tourists. Suyanto's latest batik pieces fetch a good price and sell out quickly. Although he only receives a small percentage of the sale prices of his work, Suyanto believes his work is very valuable and that he is the best batik maker in Indonesia. In Bandung, Indonesia's third largest city, which is 1,200 kilometers from Bali, batik designs are more fashionable and cutting edge. Textiles and clothing have always been major Indonesian exports, with a total export volume of nearly $8 billion, the 10th highest in the world. Changes came to the traditional clothing industry beginning in 2002, with greater emphasis on design. "20-year-old Tet Kayati is a young designer. The dresses she designs have become very popular among younger Indonesians. She's now busy preparing for an upcoming fashion show. Kayati became a dress designer because of her mother, Salum Mawi. Salum is a well-known oil painting artist in Bandung. She's made some innovative changes to traditional batik patterns and designs new patterns, which are modern and vibrant. She helps her daughter make clothes from this fashionable material. Kayati has also branched out to include batik handbags, high-heeled shoes, and accessories. She'll be presenting her designs from the last 2 years at the fashion show. Bandung, the third largest city in Indonesia, is known as Paris in Java. The local modern art adds new elements to batik. Kayati comes here today to see her brother, a photographer, about making a poster for the fashion show. It remains to be seen whether her designs will be popular or not. The real test will be consumer reaction. This fashion show is a tribute for young designers to this traditional art form. Kayati and her mother endeavor to demonstrate to the world the charm of traditional batik integrated with modern art. Over 80% of Indonesians are Muslims. The people of Bali, however, are mainly Hindu. Balinese people create beauty every day. Before the island became popular with tourists, they didn't have a well-developed concept of art. In fact, every religious building and article is a work of art. The Balinese people believe in animism. When Bali became a popular tourist destination, everyday items became tourist souvenirs, making Ubud a world-famous artist colony. Kitut Labelle is one of the 8 veteran artists at the village's woodcarving gallery. His father was also a woodcarver who made statues of gods and other figures for temples. In addition to making temple statues, Labelle creates exquisite and expensive tourist souvenirs. Only a small number of veteran artists still use traditional woodcarving techniques. But Labelle continues to use techniques passed down for generations. He and his whole family are dedicated to preserving the old carving skills. Traditionally, carvings are based on legendary figures and stories from the 2 great Hindu epics, Ramayana and Mahabharata. Historical records indicate that traditional woodcarving is related to the sea voyages of Zheng He, a renowned Chinese voyager in the Ming Dynasty, because he brought artists to Indonesia. Labelle is a devoted Hindu who prays in his family shrine at dawn. Flowers are used as sacrificial offerings. The Balinese are very serious about their religion. They would rather spend their money on grand family shrines than food and clothing. Labelle diligently prays for the safety and happiness of his family. Most wood carvings are made of hardwood, such as ebony or teak. Labelle never uses a sketch or guide when he carves. He depends on his eyes and experience alone to ensure success. He takes his time and doesn't rush into it until he has a good inspiration. When inspiration comes, he immediately acts on it. Although he is confident, he remains cautious because one mistake can easily ruin the whole piece. Life in Indonesia is slow-paced. Life in Bali Island is laid back, and the people can always find a reason to relax. In his spare time, Labelle enjoys cockfighting, which is a common pastime among Balinese men. Local people believe chicken blood purifies the land and appeases the gods, so cockfights usually take place in front of a temple. Bali, the cock symbolizes heroism and the warrior spirit. Cockfighting is a symbol of honor and dignity, as well as a pastime. LaBelle's wood carving is nearing completion. The whole family, including his 3-year-old grandson, helps him with the finishing touches. LaBelle has 2 daughters, but neither wants to continue his craft, and traditional wood carving is dying out. LaBelle worries that his skills may be lost, so he's hoping his grandson will follow in his shoes. Bali and Java are the most open islands in Indonesia. The ancestors of the Javanese people can be traced back 1.7 million years. Java, at the core of Indonesia, is home to 3 major ethnic groups. The Java ethnic group is the largest, followed by the Sundanese and the Madurese. Widyaningsih is a 14-year-old Sundanese girl in middle school. Like other students, Widyaningsih attends school in the morning and studies folk dancing in a Sundanese troupe in the afternoon. The creative Sundanese people love music and can produce beautiful music using almost anything. The angklung is made of abundant local bamboo and produces sound through the vibration of bamboo tubes. 1,000 or more players may participate in performances. The song and dance troupe gives commercial performances to obtain funding so they can teach Sundanese youngsters, like Widyaningsih, traditional music and dance. The young performers put on their own makeup before the performance. The scholarship Widyaningsih obtained from the troupe allows her to pursue her interest and help reduce her family's expenses as well. What the show begins with is the angklung performance. Backstage, Widyaningsih and the other young performers are having a final rehearsal. It's finally her turn to go on stage, where she performs a dance based on a Sundanese folk legend, which tells the story of a group of girls who fight and defeat enemies to protect their land, similar to the Chinese story of Mulan.
Saya masuk ke Salang Pengujo ini. Selain saya menyukai kesenian Sunda, ya mungkin saya juga bisa membantu orang tua saya. Dari tambahan itu, saya juga bisa belajar bagaimana sulitnya dalam menjalani hidup.
There is a stage big enough for any dream. In fact, Indonesia itself is like a giant work of art. Its colorful and inclusive character leaves a deep impression on all who visit. %80 of the Indonesian population believe in Islam. New lifestyles have integrated with foreign cultures here. Today, this rapidly developing Asian country is becoming more and more confident and inclusive. Please join us for Part 4 of Glamorous Indonesia.